The mahogany desk gleamed under the fluorescent hum of the office, its polished surface reflecting my trembling hands as I clutched a crumpled post-it note. Clear your desk by Monday. Eric needs it. My father-in-law's scrawl, sharp and careless, sliced through me like a paper cut, small but stinging. I stood frozen in the executive suite I'd built with 10 years of sleepless nights, my breath shallow, the air thick with the scent of leather and ambition. Billions. I'd made his firm billions. And now he wanted me gone for his son. The office was silent, save for the distant clatter of keyboards from the open-plan floor below. My reflection stared back from the glass wall overlooking Manhattan's skyline, pale, hollow-eyed, a woman unraveling. My husband, David, hadn't warned me. He hadn't even hinted. Was he part of this? The thought clawed at my chest, a cold, jagged thing. I sank into my chair, the leather creaking under my weight, and tried to steady my pulse. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. Maybe Eric, David's younger brother, needed a temporary space. But the post-it's bluntness mocked me. No explanation. No gratitude. Just clear your desk. I'd met David 12 years ago at a firm gala, his charm disarming, his eyes promising forever. We built a life. Our Tribeca loft, our late-night talks, our shared dreams of a family. He'd always praised my work, my knack for closing deals that turned his father's middling firm into a Wall Street titan. You're the secret weapon, he'd whisper, kissing my forehead. But lately his kisses felt rushed, his eyes distant. I'd chalked it up to stress, his father's health scare, the firm's expansion. Now the post-it burned in my hand, and doubt crept in like damp rot. I shoved the note into my pocket and grabbed my phone, texting David. We need to talk. Now. No reply. My stomach churned as I paced, the carpet muffling my steps. The office felt alien now, its sleek lines and framed awards mocking my naivety. I'd ignored the signs, David's late nights, his clipped responses, the way he'd linger on calls with Eric, their voices low and secretive. I'd told myself it was brotherly bonding, not this. The elevator dinged, and I flinched. Footsteps echoed, deliberate and heavy. My father-in-law, Richard, appeared in the doorway, his silver hair catching the light, his smile wide but brittle. Lydia, you're still here? His tone was syrupy, laced with something sharp. I held up the post-it, my voice steady despite the tremor in my chest. What's this, Richard? His smile faltered just for a second, before he recovered. Oh, that. Eric's taking over the merger division. He needs your office. You understand, family business. Family. The word stung. I was family, wasn't I? I'd married into it, bled for it, built it. And where am I supposed to go? My voice cracked, betraying me. Richard's eyes flicked to the desk, then back to me. We'll find you something. You're valuable, Lydia. Always have been. But his words felt hollow, rehearsed. He stepped closer, his cologne sharp and cloying. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, but the weight of his gaze pinned me. He knew something I didn't. Where's David? I asked, quieter now, dread pooling in my gut. Richard's smile returned, colder this time. With Eric, I imagine. They've got plans. He turned to leave, pausing at the door. Monday, Lydia. Don't drag this out. The door clicked shut, and I was alone again, the city's hum a faint pulse beyond the glass. My phone buzzed. David. At Eric's. Be home late. No apology, no explanation. I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering over his name. Call him. Confront him. But what if he lied? What if he didn't? I sank to the floor, the carpet rough against my palms. Memories flooded me, David's hand in mine at our wedding, his laugh when I burned our first Thanksgiving turkey, his whispered promises in the dark. Had it all been a lie? Or was I the fool, blind to the cracks in our foundation? I thought of Eric, the golden son, always hovering on the edges of our life, charming, reckless, entitled. Richard adored him, but David? David had always seemed conflicted, torn between loyalty and resentment. Now they were planning. Planning what? To push me out? To betray me? I stood, my legs shaky, and rifled through my desk. If I was being erased, I needed proof, something to anchor me. In the bottom drawer, beneath a stack of contracts, I found a folder labeled Eric, Personal. My heart thudded. I shouldn't look. It wasn't mine. But the post-its words echoed. Clear your desk. Screw it. I opened the folder. Inside were emails, printed and annotated in David's handwriting. My breath caught as I scanned them. Meetings between David, Eric, and a rival firm. Dates and times that matched David's late nights. Notes about stock sales, client lists, my mergers. My blood and sweat. They were planning to jump ship, to take my work and start their own venture. And David, my David, was in on it. My vision blurred, tears hot on my cheeks. I wanted to believe it was a mistake, that David was coerced, but the evidence was meticulous, damning. I flipped to the last page, and my heart stopped. A single line, in David's scrawl. Lydia can't know. Not yet. The room spun. I gripped the desk, my nails digging into the wood. He'd lied to me. Every touch, every smile, every I love you. A performance. I wanted to rage, to confront him, to burn the folder and pretend I'd never seen it. But the truth was a blade, and it had already cut too deep. I left the office, the folder tucked under my arm, and took the elevator down. The city's noise swallowed me as I stepped onto the street, the air cold against my damp face. My phone buzzed again. David. Home soon. Love you. I stared at the words, my thumb trembling. I could play along, pretend I knew nothing, and keep my life intact. Or I could fight, expose them, and lose everything. My marriage, my career, my family. I hailed a cab, the folder heavy in my lap. The driver's radio crackled, a love song playing softly. I closed my eyes, picturing David's face, his smile that once felt like home. Now it was a stranger's. I'd built their empire, and they'd built a lie. But I wasn't done. At the loft, I poured a glass of wine, my hands steady now. I spread the folder's contents across the dining table, each page a brick in the wall between us. When David walked in, his tie loose, his smile easy, he froze. The folder lay open, a silent accusation. Lydia, his voice cracked, his eyes darting to the papers. It's not what you think. I stepped closer, my voice low, venomous. Then tell me, David. Tell me what it is. His smile vanished, and in that moment I saw the truth. Not just the betrayal, but the cowardice behind it. He reached for me, but I stepped back, the folder between us. You don't get to touch me anymore, I said, my voice breaking but resolute. Not after this. The room felt smaller, the air thick with everything unsaid. I didn't know what came next, divorce, revenge, or rebuilding from ashes. But as I stared at the man I'd loved, I knew one thing. I'd clear my desk, but not for Eric. I'd clear it for me.